Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
When I was little, I loved to go out with my grandfather, sitting on a tile seat on his bicycle, feeling secure somehow, being close to him. Even after I grew up, I did love the moment to be together with him. He was not a talkative person, but every time I talked about important decisions or changes, he said to me, "Wish you luck," with a gentle smile, and his words always cheered me up. However, unfortunately, last year in July, he passed away. I couldn't fight back sobs, and I couldn't accept the fact that I'd never see him and hear his words again. Through his death, feeling a sense of loss and deep sorrow, I came to think of the grief we have when we lose our loved ones. So today, I'd like to reconsider with you how we can accept the sense of grief. When we lose our loved ones, we have strongly with extreme sadness, which have both physically and mentally significant impacts on our daily lives. For instance, according to Japan Hospice Palliative Care Foundation, 80% of those who have lost their family members are suffering from insomnia. In other cases, we keep regretting what we couldn't do for the loved one who cannot stay with us anymore, such as not trying to meet or talk. Strong grief makes it difficult for us to live the usual life that we used to live. Why do we suffer from grief when we lose our loved ones? That is because we strongly love them as if they were a part of us. According to British psychiatrist John Bowlby, we human beings have love toward people around us and are trying to keep good relationships with our precious ones, being unconsciously afraid of losing the relationship. Moreover, if we actually lose it, we have struggling to recover the relationship that cannot be regained. Depending too much on that relationship, we feel as if we lost a part of ourselves. It is not extraordinary, but natural to get shocked when we lose our precious ones. What can we do to accept the grief and the death of our loved ones? I never say we should forget about the person whom we can never meet again. Of course, it is not a bad thing to suffer from loneliness and regret at the moment. To live a life without being dependent on our beloved one's death, let's think of his or her life like memories with them, not only about the death itself. We're thinking about the life of precious one, whereas we consider the person is still living in our mind with unforgettable memories. However, grief and regret make us focus our eyes on their death. In other words, they cannot live, even in our mind. Whether he or she completely dies or lives with our precious memories depends on our way of thinking. Here, let's think of good memories together and what kind of person he or she was, so that we can be together in our mind. We're thinking about the life of precious one. Let us accept the grief. Let me talk a little bit about my experience. When I visited my grandfather, he could recognize no one, even my grandmother, being almost unconscious. However, when I came closer to talk to him, he suddenly opened his eyes and clearly talked to me. "Thank you for coming. Wish you luck." This became our very last conversation. Losing my beloved one, of course, gave me strong grief, but through his words, I did understand how much he had loved me while he was alive. That was a trigger for me to think of what his life was like and what he had done for me in his life. Focusing on the life which our beloved one had lived gives us an opportunity to reconsider love between us. If somebody passes away, we cannot be physically close to each other, no matter how much we have loved him or her. However, the life we have lived together never disappears. Our precious memories are not a lamentable attribute of the fact that we lost our beloved ones, but a part of our life that we lived together. An American novelist, Thornton Wilder, once said, "The highest tribute to the dead is not grief, but gratitude." Not only having grief, but at the same time, let's think of his or her life, like how grateful we feel for what they did for us. My grandfather is still gently saying, "Wish you luck," in my mind. And I know what I can do for him is to realize his very last wish, for me to be happy. Our dearest ones are always supporting us, wishing for happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, our lives cannot be close, but through the memory and love toward each other, we are always together. Thank you very much for your attention.